Hi everyone, TARDIS Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing Sunmakers, and I'm just going to be talking about that big Finnish news that came out yesterday, all about the new series and whatnot, but I'm going to make you wait for that because I'm evil, and I will instead start off by looking at the Sunmakers. So, standard cover right here, BBC DVD, Doctor Who, Sunmakers, rated a U. Yeah, I don't think anyone really pays attention to that rating. They do rate some weird things for these. I mean, I think they gave Attack of the Cybermen a U for some reason. Yeah, it makes you wonder if they actually watch these stories. But anyway, Tom Baker there and the Collector and some suns in the background. Artificial, of course. And Sunmakers written on the side there, BBC to entertain. Standard stuff, really. And then on the back here, you have written by Robert Holmes, who is, of course, a legendary Doctor Who writer. Chances are your favourite story is written by him, and then commentary by Tom Baker, Louise Jameson, Michael Keating and Pennant Roberts, the director. Running for the Taxman is the making of the documentary in this one, and there's also some other stuff there as well. And now let's open this up. You got standard disc right there, just one of them, and it's just got the same image as the front. Slightly different image here, with just Tom Baker this time. And then here is the back. Standard classic Who length with 4 parts. And then there is the middle. So then, what do I think about the story itself? Because there are a lot of polarising views on this story. Some people absolutely hate it, with a passion burning like the sun. Feel free to sigh at that really bad pun right there. But yeah, there are people who absolutely hate this story. And fortunately, I am not one of them. I do really enjoy this story. I believe Louise Jameson does too. It's her favourite story, I think. I'm not sure whether that's kind of as in favourite to watch or favourite to make, but either way, you know, it is her favourite story. So, and I won't agree with her on that. I'm not going to say it's my favourite Doctor Who story, or even my favourite Leela story, but I will say it is a very good story, and a very funny story as well. There is lots of fun to be had in this story, and you know, it's quite dark as well, actually, when you get down to it and you think about the idea of it. But it plays all of that very lightly, which some people will dislike the idea that they've taken these very heavy concepts and just turned them into a bit of a joke. And others will argue that it kind of almost makes them more scary in a way. The idea that this society will just laugh at the idea of public executions and really indulge in that sort of thing. They'll find that actually quite scary. And, you know, it is, in a way, that idea of kind of public executions, and also the idea that once you reach a certain age and you're no longer able to work, you don't get retirement, you don't go off somewhere and enjoy yourself, you die. And, you know, you're kind of like working your way up to this death day. And Robert Holmes really has created a society in this one, which is very easy to get into, I feel. And that's kind of like a strong part, and then you've got the rebels in the Undercity and whatnot. And you know, some people compare this story to Blake 7, they call it kind of like prototype Blake 7. I can see where they're coming from that and that, especially visually, kind of like the film footage and whatnot. Visually it does look a bit like a Blake 7 story, and then also it's obviously got Michael Keating in this. And you kind of got the rebels down in the underbelly of the city. You know, it's got a bit of Blake 7 there, and the dystopian aspects, which is actually quite surprising when you think about it. This is actually a dystopian. It's not kind of like the first thing you think when you think the Sunmakers, but it is a dystopian piece. But yeah, it's got quite a bit of parallels with Blake 7, but at the same time it is its own thing, and it is very good as its own thing. And compared to Robert Holmes' other works, it is very interesting because it's not much like them at all. I mean, Robert Holmes has always been funny in his writing, but I don't think he ever kind of like reached this satirical nature before, like he does in this story. There is a lot of kind of like jokes about the economy and whatnot. You basically got what is a Barclay card in there as well. You know, there's loads of those little things which probably would have been more funny to people at the time, or people who lived through that time, who are around now. I don't know why I say it like around now as if they're dead, as if this was ancient history. Yeah, I don't mean it like that at all, but, you know, adults at the time would have enjoyed it, and adults at the time watching it now will enjoy it, yeah. I think probably for that fact. Maybe those who are younger probably won't get most of the jokes. But, you know, it's still a very funny piece, I feel. There are jokes that other people get. It's sort of like that joke at the end where the Doctor's saying wake up, it's kind of like waking up to reality to Collector, and then the person who he hypnotised suddenly wakes up and comes out of hypnosis. I think that's a very funny thing. The resolution to this story, yeah, it's a bit weak with the Collector's fate and whatnot, but, you know, I don't mind it that much. I think it fits with the style of the story. It doesn't kind of like totally come out of nowhere. It's an okay resolution, I'd say. It's nothing kind of like amazing, it's not kind of like super clever, but yeah, that is one of the things I will say about that. Robert Holmes, when it comes to conclusions, yeah, they're not always the best, I would say. I'm not kind of like saying they're his weakness, but I will say that conclusions usually are the weakest parts of his story when it has to end, and you know, you kind of like feel quite sad when it has to end, to be honest. And this story isn't really an exception to that rule. Obviously there are stories which are exceptions to that rule, but just saying, for this one, it isn't, unfortunately. And, you know, some of you may disagree with me about that pattern, but it's just something I've noticed. Talon's Windtrang suffers from it, to name one of them. But anyway, back to the Sunmakers itself. Leela and the Doctor split off in this, which is part of the reason it's Louise Jones' favourite, because she didn't have to work with Tom Baker so much in it, because they didn't get along too well at the time. They get along famously now, but at the time there was a bit of tension between them. But, you know, it's good to have the two characters split up, I will say that much about it. So yeah, that's fun, I will say. And then K9 in this as well does a good job. You know, it's surprising how, when you actually think about it, he was written in part of the way through. He wasn't always meant to be in this story. He was written in part of the way through, which is surprising, because it does feel like this story was written not with him in mind, but just, you know, it feels like he wasn't forced in halfway through. And while towards the end he doesn't play too much of a role, he's more just literally a guard dog, but still, he plays his part in the middle, I think, especially. Works quite well. And then you've got the whole chess match thing with the Doctor. That's all very fun, and that's like a genius idea by Robert Holmes there. So yeah, supporting characters, Cordo, I think, is the one who you'd probably take away the most from this. Yeah, I quite like Cordo. Towards the start he's fine, he's good there. Towards the end he does sort of go a bit crazy and becomes a little bit unlikable. I will say that Cordo towards the end isn't the best of characters, I will say. It's fine at the start, but just towards the end he does get a bit annoying. I like characters in this as well. The Galera is a very funny character, and you know, his fate is quite dark actually when you think about it, but you know, it is what it is. And Galera is a great character. He has some wonderful interplay with Tom Baker, and you know, he's one of those villains where, a bit like the Master, where you're upset that he's a bad guy in a way. You just think he's a wonderful fellow until he tries to kill you. And that is probably pretty much the Collector in a nutshell. And yeah, you've kind of got this two-faced nature to him. Like when he's talking to the Doctor, he's all happy and whatnot and jolly, and then when he's talking to Cordo, he's kind of like talking down to him and whatnot. Yeah, he kind of like says one thing, means another, and I think that's a very good role right there. And there are quite a few other supporting characters which I won't get into, because I need to rate this story and then move on to that big finish news. So rating, it is a 9 out of 10. Not the perfect story, as I said, it does have its flaws, but nevertheless, I do enjoy it a great deal. So 9 out of 10 for the Sunmakers. And now let's talk about that big finish news. Obviously, new series coming to big finish. River Song coming to big finish as well, which I know will annoy some people. I'm not the biggest fan of her character, I will say, but you know, I think she's a good enough character to have around. I think maybe Big Finish can bring her out a bit more, expand on her, and make her a bit more than an innuendo machine of pretty much what she was on TV. And, you know, obviously she's interacting with Paul McGann. I think he's probably the best choice to have her go with, because the Paul McGann audios are probably the closest to the TV series, with the 8th Doctor Adventures pretty much copying that style and whatnot. So, I think they made a good choice putting her there, of all places. You know, sticking her in the early adventures, that would just not work whatsoever. So yeah, looking forward to doing Coalition 2, I guess. The Diary of River Song, will I pick it up? Will I not pick it up? I'm not sure. I'll probably have to wait close to the time to decide on that one. But I will pick up Doom Coalition, definitely. And then there is the Winston Churchill memoirs, which does look quite interesting, I will say. Once again, it's going to be close to the time when the trailer and the stories included entice me or not. We'll just have to wait and see on that one. And then there's possibly the most exciting part of this for me, which is Classic Doctor's New Monsters, which does look great. I wish they'd made this into a range rather than just a box set. You know, kind of have Series 1 be those 4 individual releases, maybe even 5 individual releases, and give the 4th Doctor a encounter with a new series monster. But yeah, you know, 5th Doctor facing the Angels, intrigued as how that's going to work on audio, and 6th Doctor versus the Doom, they seem to go together perfectly. What else is there? There was 7th Doctor and the Sycorax. Yeah, that would be quite interesting to see the Sycorax expanded a bit more, because they weren't given too much to do on TV. And then 8th Doctor versus the Sontarans. Now, the main appeal of that story is that it's set in or just before the Time War, which is quite exciting, I will say. I'm looking forward to seeing that one. Probably listening to that one more than most. Just to kind of listen to that Time War thing, see how Big Finish goes with that. So, does this mean they've got the new series license now? I think they've pretty much got it. It's just probably down to the availability of David Tennant, Matt Smith, that's going to affect when they start making those audios. Hopefully they'll announce soon the 10th Doctor Adventures with David Tennant and Catherine Tate, because I know Catherine Tate, I think, is willing, so only a matter of time, I hope. Fingers crossed that comes out soon. But for what we've got here from the announcements, I think it's a great start. It's nice that they're bleeding it in rather than just chucking it right at us, I feel. So, yeah, looking forward to what's to come for Big Finish. Exciting stuff. And, well, that's all I've got to say. Thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye, everyone.